It's news time. Information is power. Be current. The news headline. New Year. PDP congratulates Nigerians for surviving under Buhari. The news in full. The People's Democratic Party has urged Nigerians to use this new year to rekindle the virtues of love, unity, social justice as the quest for good governance in this country. This is as the party noted that surviving the year 2021 under the repressive, treasury looting, completely rudderless and lying All Progressive Congress-led administration only calls for a sober reflection, but also for an unwavering determination to rescue our nation from misrule. National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, Debo Olugunagba, disclosed this on Friday in a statement titled 2022, and PDP rejoices with Nigerians on the new year. The PDP said that the Buhari presidency and APC should use the new year to apologize for their atrocities by showing empathy to the families of the victims of mass killings under their watch, and also prepare to exit our political scene in 2023. According to the PDP, it is indeed a miracle that our nation survived the last 6 years of massive human rights violation, abuse of process, extrajudicial killings, stagnated infrastructure, excruciating economic hardship, escalated terrorism, mass killings, and unbridled treasury looting that have characterized the arrogant and incompetent APC administration. The new year, therefore, represents us as a nation with a special opportunity to put aside all forms of divisiveness, fear, and narrow-mindedness, and pursue a new beginning to patriotically confront the challenges of bad governance and work as one to salvage our nation in line with the rescue and rebuild mission of the PDP. We must, therefore, as a people, brace up and use all facilities within the ambit of the law to firmly resist the divisive machinations, propaganda, lies, such as reeled out by the federal government on Thursday, December 30th, 2021, as well as the electoral manipulations and rigging devices of the APC and its government. The PDP opposition party accused the APC and its government of lining up many more litany of lies, false promises, and fake performances claims which it intends to dish out as New Year messages in a fresh bid to hoodwink the people and continue its culture of impunity and recklessness. It further counseled the APC to desist from such strategies as Nigerians no longer believe the grandiose lies and deception of the APC, having realized and admitted the error of not asking for a proper dissection, direction, and interrogation of the promised change by a bunch of inchoate sailors clubbered together for one purpose, to wit, hijack the people's trust for remote private gains. It also urged the APC-led administration government to use the new year to review its anti-people policies, end its corruption, and take urgent steps towards economic recovery by adopting a more transparent and inclusive approach to governance, investing more on productive sectors, and being open to suggestions and constructive criticisms from Nigerians. On security, the PDP said that the federal government must get committed to the fight against terrorism by adopting proactive measures, including extensive intelligence gathering for tactical operations. The opposition party said on its part it is repositioned and already leading the charge to rescue and rebuild the country. This mission is paramount in our collective quest for a prosperous and secure nation, it said. And these were the words of the People's Democratic Party to the APC-led government this new year. This bad since the war, and although President Muhammadu Buhari was elected to deal with the problem of insurgency in the northeast, his regime was added the nefarious activities of herdsmen and now bandits, who have not only made life brutally short and unbearable for most rural communities, especially farmers who have abandoned their farms, which has led to the threat of food scarcity and hunger in the country. The Nigerians are paying such humongous price on account of corruption in the public service in the government that promised to stamp it out is a monumental indictment of President Muhammadu Buhari and his legitimacy for the office. The paradox is that for every extra kobo that goes into fictitious projects and salaries, there is a corresponding denial of public-oriented spending to improve people's lives. Also, such increase in recurrent spending is directly responsible for the unending borrowing by this government to fund its acclaimed infrastructure development in a situation that mortgages the future of the country and the next generation. Consequently, the reason we are borrowing is not entirely because there is no money, as government has consistently maintained, but because its employees are siphoning the money into their private pockets at the expense of the generality of Nigerians. The obvious implication of this development is that the current anti-corruption strategy is defective and inappropriate, thinking that the main culprits in corruption are the political office holders. This view featured heavily in Buhari's approach in dealing with members of the Second Republic political class. But it is simply untenable because the political class does not have accounting powers, which belongs to the career civil servants. So it is financially impossible for the politicians to steal money from government coffers without the active involvement and collusion of the bureaucrats themselves. Also, for a minister or commissioner to steal a dime, the bureaucrat must be involved. Entire budgets of the country through the manners of expenditure. They also prepare the budget. Therefore, we have to revise and change the approach and train searchlight more on the public servants to actually get to the root of the matter. And also, focusing on the few political office holders is a waste of time and resources, which has been proved by the failure of this government to stamp out corruption in the country, and there is need to digitalize government processes to reduce human interference which ultimately conduces for corruption. But most importantly, government must improve the remuneration of public servants to motivate them and discourage corrupt practices. However, it is necessary to properly determine the right workforce in the country. And this evidence from the COVID-19 measures, which has kept level 1 to level 13 workers, constituting over 85% of the personnel at home for over a year, and shows that most of them are not really needed. And this is the reason why it is better for the government to focus more on how to further ensure that the civil workers are actually, given much more support so that they can be motivated, and therefore, the practices of the corrupt practices would actually be extremely minimal, if not stopped entirely. And this would help us to ensure that the root of corruption is actually destroyed. Thanks for listening.